You may not be able to have your cake and eat it too, but finding delicious cake in Germany is a cakewalk. Figuring out what time to eat it, however, is a bit of a different story. Hey everyone, Dana here. In this video, I said this. You might be turning into a German if the middle of the afternoon has started to seem like a perfectly good time for a coffee and cake break. Kaffee und Kuchen. And guess what, people? It has finally happened. I have finally advanced to the next level of Germanness. I am now more German than ever because not only do I think that the middle of the afternoon sounds like a perfectly good time for coffee and cake, but I actually prefer it now. Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. By the way, I did also make a German language version of this video, a link to that down in the description box below. Growing up in the US, if I thought about dessert, I typically imagined something in the evening after dinner. Dessert came after dinner, that's just how it was. Of course, there were some exceptions, like your birthday party. Birthday cake is a birthday party must in the US, so if you have your birthday party in the afternoon, you better bet your balloons you're gonna have birthday cake in the afternoon as well. Can't have a birthday party without cake. You just can't. That's just how it is. But then still, you were having cake in the afternoon because your party was in the afternoon, not simply because it was the afternoon. So not for the afternoon's sake, but rather for the birthday party's sake. And usually, from my birthday party going experiences in the US, the cake would still come towards the end of the birthday party after whatever else there was to eat at the party, if there was anything else to eat. So a few years as a kid, I had pizza at my birthday party, and I cannot ever recall eating the cake before the pizza. No. On the birthday party timeline, the cake was the last food to be eaten right after being sung happy birthday and blowing out the candles, and I guess kind of like soon before everybody left the party. And if you had a birthday party in the evening, well, then cake would be eaten in the evening. Here in Germany, that is not the case. For one, cake is simply not a required staple of birthday parties at all. Something that has been quite a struggle for me, actually. I mean, I grew up being conditioned that attending birthday parties means eating birthday cake. Birthday parties, birthday cake. Birthday parties, birthday cake. The two go together like birthday parties and birthday cake. I mean, what do you want me to say? They're a unit, they go together. And when I moved to Germany, that meant that I did go to several birthday parties here where I sat there at the party waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and wondering, like, where's the cake? And then feeling very confused when the end of the birthday party rolled around and there was no cake. There had never been any cake. No cake whatsoever at all. And from my experience, if there is a birthday cake here in Germany, it doesn't necessarily have to have birthday candles on it. Like, that's not yeah, you can just have the cake without the candles. That's been my experience. Do you usually have a birthday cake with candles for your birthday? Let me know in the comments. Yet another cake difference that I needed to get used to here in Germany, however, is that if cake is eaten just in general in Germany, it's often consumed in the middle of the day. So right smack dab in the afternoon, Kaffee und Kuchen, as it's called, coffee and cake, is an afternoon thing here in Germany. And birthday parties aside, growing up in the US, I simply wasn't used to eating cake in the middle of the afternoon. I just wasn't. My body or my mind was conditioned that dessert, if there was going to be dessert, and it wasn't a birthday party, would usually come in the evening after dinner and not at 3 in the afternoon. So that was something that I needed to work so hard to get used to. No, not really. It's still cake. Cake is delicious. So getting used to eating it in the afternoon wasn't really that hard for me. You might even say it was a piece of cake. During Stefan's last birthday, however, I realized that I had finally made the leap one step further beyond simply being used to it. It was the day after Stefan's birthday, and there was some cake left over in the fridge. Cake that I had been eyeing and really looking forward to eating since I had woken up that morning. But I wasn't looking forward to eating it at just any old time of day. I was really looking forward to eating it specifically in the afternoon with my coffee. Well, I suppose actually the coffee wasn't totally necessary. You could say it was more the icing on the cake. But yeah, it would definitely be nice to have. I have really come to love Kaffee und Kuchen together as well. Like coffee and cake, that's a nice combination. 2, 3 o'clock rolled around, and seeing as Stefan hadn't brought it up yet at all, I was casually like, hey, so Stefan, your birthday cake. Shall we eat the rest now? To which Stefan was like, actually, I wanted to have it after dinner. What? Yep, that takes the cake. After Stefan said that he preferred to have the cake in the evening, I realized that I hadn't just been looking forward to eating it in the afternoon, but rather I had finally reached a point where I was actively preferring to eat it in the afternoon over the evening. And it seems like Stefan went the other way. I don't know, he wanted to eat the cake in the evening. It was his birthday cake, so if he wanted to eat the cake in the evening, then we would eat it in the evening. And I definitely did enjoy the cake in the evening too, because, cake is delicious. But yeah, it seems I have firmly moved from team cake in the evening totally over to team cake in the afternoon. So my question for you is, are you team cake in the evening or team cake in the afternoon? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. For more content from me, you can follow me over on my Instagram at Wanted Adventure. I usually do my Instagram stories in German with little English subtitles. And speaking of German, I also made a German language version of this video. Link to that video down in the description box below. And a really big thank you so much to our patrons on Patreon who help make these videos possible. Thank you so very much for your support. Until next time, auf Wiedersehen!